I wasn't even going to go live tonight, but I found out not too long ago, like today, that GGG made the announcement for the new league and the 0.5 update, patch, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Without further ado, because by the time this fucking video is over and I say what I say, it's going to be late as fuck and I'm going to have to take my ass to sleep. So here we go.
I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2, and welcome to GGG Live. We have a huge amount of stuff to share today, so it's going to be a good one. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so you'll be able to claim the Red Queen's font hideout decoration by following the instructions below. Okay, so with that out of the way, time to roll the trailer for Path of Exile 2, Return of the Ancients.
Those in darkness.
Oh, hell yeah.
Who once lay dormant. Now return.
Do I get to fight that thing? I want to fight that thing. I kind of really want to fight that thing, actually.
We who came before rise again. Behold the first eating.
New Endgame quest, The Origins of Divinity. Yeah, that's Jeff Bezos' house. That's Elon Musk's house. New Arbiter Pinnacle boss. New Endgame quest, Rite of the Nameless. They reworked Ritual. New Ritual Pinnacle boss. New Endgame quest, Waking the Dreamer. Monks always talking about motherfucking Dreamer. Genesis tree crafting. Breach has been reworked.
We become one.
New Endgame quest, The Hare and the Raven.
You are completely alone.
Delirium reworked. A new Delirium Pinnacle boss. And of course the new league. Runes of Aldur. 25 new Kalguuran Skills. They reworked Expedition expeditiously. You can now explore the ocean. New Expedition Pinnacle boss. I'm gonna have to move this shit again.
Don't like it's your last.
Continue the search. See what you can find.
But they added the Fate of the Val temple mechanic. They added that to the core game. That was the entire last league. They just added it to the fucking game. So it's permanent now. Permanent. Which I'm a fan of that because that was like one of my favorite mechanics. The currency you can get from that shit, if you build your temple right, was pretty fucking insane. That's where I got most of my currency last league before I stopped playing early as fuck. But yeah, Val Temple to core game. Atlas Abysses, of course. 15 new bosses and pinnacles. A brand new revamped Atlas passive tree. Spirit Walker Ascendancy. New Ascendancy for what looks like the Huntress, I think. A Martial Artist Ascendancy for the Monk. Brand new Ascendancy for the Monk. 40 new uniques, 40 and much more. Hold on. This shit is huge. This shit is massive. Like, the amount of shit that they managed to fix, make, and squeeze in since the last league, while still updating the original Path of Exile, that's ridiculous. Especially with a small-ass staff size of under 200 people. It's fucking ridiculous.
To face us is to face oblivion.
I've already made up my mind. About it. I'm taking off work. I don't know what day the 29th is. I think it's a Friday. I'm going to take that Friday and probably that following Monday off. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to fucking veg out on POE2.
So as you can see, there's just so much going on in Return of the Ancients, it's hard for even us to keep track of it all. Now we promised
I know
that this
I'm
one
not
was
going to be able
revamp
to.
The endgame, and I'm very excited to talk about it. But first, we've got to talk about the league. To do that, I'm going to hand things over to Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. Now, for those of you who are new to Path of Exile, each time we release an update, we also release a new league. Not only do we have a new economy.
So I have about 1,200 hours in. I'm almost done with the tutorial now. Almost.
But we also introduce new content through the campaign, which gives you a fresh play experience right from the start of the game, as well as new mechanics, storylines, and in-game bosses.
Dude, they did so much.
In the Runes of Aldur League, you will encounter a man being attacked by the undead in Clearfell. After saving him, he introduces himself as Farrow, a young blacksmith trying to bring back the ancient art of Ezomite runesmithing. He has been collating his discoveries
almost.
in a tome and is keen to show you how runesmithing works. By
Dude, I wanna
inscribing
smith
symbols
some
on these
runes
ancient
right
Ezomite
now.
remnants, you can create all manner of old magics. Unfortunately, on doing so, the corpses of the nearby undead are revived and infused with some of the latent power, making for a difficult fight.
Dude, this shit looks sick
After defeating
already.
these monsters, Farrow realizes that runesmithing is a dangerous business, and he is going to need the help of someone a little more martially inclined to discover these secrets.
That means he needs
He
somebody
lends you
that
his
can
tome
fuck shit
and
up.
asks that you note down anything you
That's me.
discover when you return to him. In each area in the Runes of Aldur League, you will
Alright,
find
hold up.
a remnant. And as you approach it, you will notice that some symbols are already present, and some are waiting for you to fill them in. Depending on which symbols are already present, you will have different options for which items you can create using this
This
magic.
is my life.
For example, if you combine Tempest and Lightning, you can create an Orb of Augmentation.
You can now craft currency. This is obviously just in the beginning. I'm sure you're gonna be able to craft fucking Chaos Orbs,
But be careful.
Exalted
The symbols used
Orbs,
to craft the
Divine.
items also empower the monsters around the remnant, who will be revived as undead to fight again with different properties depending on what runes you used.
If you could craft a Hinakora's
So,
Lock,
if you
that'd be
use a fire
dope.
rune in your recipe, the
Probably not,
monsters will
though.
be empowered with fire. Or if you use a moon rune, lunar beams will rain down as you fight the monsters.
You can craft fucking Hinakora's Locks? That's wild.
After the fight, break the remnant to receive the item you craft. As you get higher level, you will start to find remnants with more slots for more runes, allowing you to craft rarer items. As the number of slots increases though, more waves of monsters will be added, with each wave being empowered by more and more of the runes. And this can get pretty dicey, because some of the runes can have powerful effects.
So I'm probably gonna die a lot. No hardcore for me this league, guys. Sorry.
Like the Oath rune, which will cause one monster to be nominated as a leader, spawning waves of minions. The leader itself will be invincible, but killing its minions will deal damage to it.
Greater Chaos Orbs.
Some
All right.
recipes can get pretty large, requiring 6, 7, or even 8
Level.
runes.
Hey, I seen a level 20 skill gem.
But don't
Cadigan's
worry,
Epiphany.
you
I don't
won't
know
have
what the
to
fuck
remember
that
them.
is. I don't know what that
Farrow's
is.
rune crafting book will record all the options, allowing you to simply pick which one you want to craft, given the existing runes that are already on the remnant. To
Dude, I'm
expand your
already
knowledge and to
stroking
allow you
out
to
over
craft
here.
More items, Farrow has asked that you keep
This
an
is
eye
gonna
out
be
for
there's
signs
gonna
of
be
runic
some other
magic
shit that I'm
around
gonna have no
Ravenloft.
idea what to do.
He wants to document anything you find in order to rediscover the secrets of Ezomite runesmiths of old. The first of these can be found in Ogham, and reveals to you an
Man, I didn't even get the old crafting system down, man. All that abyss shit, none of it. None of it. Now I got some other shit to not learn. It's fantastic.
ancient secret, buried deep underground. The runic magic which the Ezomites believe to be their own is actually of Kalguuran origin.
We got Kalguuran vaults and shit. Kalguuran.
Thousands of years ago, the Kalgurans came to Rayclass to find sources of Verisium, a metal on which engraved runes allow control over reality. Farrow is determined to learn these ancient ways and gain mastery over them. If you can bring him more Verisium, he'll be able to use it to smith power into
Bro.
any armor, granting you Runic Ward, the power harnessed by the Kalgurans since ancient times.
All the ward.
Runic Ward is a new resource that protects you from death.
So
Should
wait.
you run out of life, your Runic Ward will kick in, sustaining your body until your life can return. It effectively acts as an extra life pool.
Hell yeah.
Of course, should you take enough damage to run out of that, you will still die.
Yeah, no shit.
Every single piece of armor in the game can be upgraded this way.
So it's like an energy
units.
shield under your energy
Some are just a
shield.
strict upgrade, giving Runic Ward with no downside.
Or an
Others
energy
are more
shield
extreme,
under your armor.
sacrificing defenses to get a much larger amount of Runic Ward. There are even some that add new modifiers to uniques entirely, making them much.
Dude, this shit is probably going to be broken as fuck for a little bit. I'm sure there's no way to exploit this at all. I'm sure nobody's going to find a way to exploit the shit out of this.
more viable for higher level play. But the Kalguurans use Runic Ward for more than just a defense. It can also be used to power many other magics.
A Triskelion
Instead of using gems created
cascade.
from corruption, the Kalguurans used runes of power and fueled them with
I give it like 6 hours and fucking either Fubgun or Younggrown are gonna fucking have, dude, 10 million Runic Ward.
Runic Ward. Many of the options available from
That
Remnant
recharges
Crafting
instantly.
are new types of Kalguuran skills that exclusively spend Runic Ward to wreak havoc. An example is Triskelion Cascade. Using it will cause your next spell to be triggered multiple times in a Triskelion pattern. You can use it with skills like Ice Nova that you cast from yourself,
Dude, that's wild.
or with something you target at a distance, like Comet. There are also skills
That's
to
fucking
fix using
AoE.
runic magic, like Frost Flame Nova. Using this skill on a pack of burning enemies will transform the Ignite into Frostfire, both burning them and building up freeze at the same time.
Nasty.
You have basic buffs like Hollow Shell,
Whatever that is, I
guards
want that.
all nearby allies, to more complicated mechanics like the Mark of Repulsion, that creates a mark capable of pushing away all nearby enemies. Instead of spending mana, like skill gems do, all these skills cost Runic Ward, and unlike gems, they don't have a color. This means that they don't care about attribute requirements, or what kind of weapon you use. These skills are designed to be used on any class, and so often interact with mechanics that apply across.
What? I can, no matter what class I am, no matter what weapon I have, these skills will be available to me for the low price of the life energy shield under my HP.
Many characters.
I love
By
what they're
combining
doing with
different
this.
runes together,
I love
the
what they're doing
Kalguurans
with
were able
this.
to support their runic abilities, and you can as well. There is also a set of runic supports that can be combined with regular skill gems in interesting ways. Concussive Runes allows you to add these concussive shockwaves to any skill that stuns.
Dude, that stun
While
effect
Runic
on the ground,
Infusion
that
lets you
shit's
spend
dope.
ward to directly empower the damage on any skill. Now, there are other quests during the campaign too that unlock even more interesting crafting methods. Buried deep in the jungle in Act 3, you can find the Mystic Refuge,
The fuck is that?
containing even more secrets for Farrow to learn from. Using this knowledge, he gains the ability to reforge unique weapons. With this technique, many low-level unique weapons can be upgraded to do significantly more damage. Now, we've been able to take
You mean that all the uniques that fucking sucked ass will suck ass a little bit less now? Wait, okay. That's, hey, honestly going from 26 to 42 to 111 to 174, that's a jump. It's not a very big jump, but it's a jump. It's more than what we had, what we've been having. You got another 1% less increased skill effect duration, but whatever. I mean, hey, they're trying, man. They're trying. Make it like 600 to like 789 or some shit, and then we'll talk, all right? Because that fucking 111 to 174, that ain't doing shit. That's not even gonna piss off an endgame boss. They ain't even gonna feel that shit.
take a bunch of uniques that had interesting modifiers, but were not in-game viable, and give them a bit of a boost to get there. And it's not just low-level uniques. All Kalguuran uniques are able to be runeforged this way too.
It goes from 30 to 63 to 52 to 178. I mean, again, like, it's... Bro, they're actually trying to make the uniques that sucked ass a little better. And in making them a little better, a little better, I would say they've succeeded so far.
And they can do some pretty interesting things. Like Searle's Grit, a new unique, which when runeforged can get one of several different outcomes. Now, there is still so much more that you can craft with remnants. There are also 100 new runes, as well as
Holy
many other new
fucking shit. Do we need 160 new runes? I have two answers to that, and they are directly contradictory to one another. Fuck no and fuck yeah.
new crafting currencies. This is the runes of Aldur after all, and some of these runes have quite powerful effects. For example, This elemental conversion rune will convert all the existing mods on a non-unique weapon from one element to another. Using
hell
it,
yeah.
you could combine a weapon with all 3 elemental damage mods into a
Dude,
single element.
And it'll
making
consolidate
a weapon with
it?
massive amounts of cold damage.
Ooh.
There is also a rune that lets you destroy your rune sockets to turn them into a dual socket on your item.
What?
And there are even crafting meta runes that can unlock new types of mods when used with regular crafting. For example, this Rune of Chronomancy will unlock a set of time-related mods to be crafted on your boots. Once placed inside, use regular crafting orbs to attempt to get new mods like cooldown speed or increased skill effectuation.
Oh my god.
You can also create a new type of currency called Aldur.
So there's different runes that, depending on what ascendancy you choose, you can buff specific gear to augment that ascendancy further. Dude, that is fucking insane.
Using regular metals alloyed with Verisium, new modifiers not normally available can be directly crafted onto your items. Using imbued alloy could improve your ailment damage, for example. There
we
are
don't want to
honestly
do
so
that.
many options here that unlock all
I don't want to
sorts
do that.
of crazy crafting projects. So I think people will be experimenting with these for a long time. Once you get to King's March in Act 4, Farrow finally meets Dannig, a real Kalguuran runesmith, and riddled with excitement, he wants to learn how to merge modern Kalguuran techniques with the ancient knowledge that he has found. From here on, Farrow joins in the Kalguuran expeditions that Dannig has been leading. With the ancient knowledge that Farrow brings to the table, the Kalguuran expeditions that Dannig has been going on will change significantly. For those of you who haven't
New
played
expedition,
the Expedition
yeah.
League mechanic involves carefully placing explosives.
I have
uncovering the
unfortunately
buried
played
dead,
Expedition,
and
yeah.
recovering Verisium from them. By choosing where to place the explosives, you can choose which kind of challenges you would like to face, or rewards you would like to claim. But unlike before, expeditions now contain the remnants from runes of Aldur, allowing you to do some specific crafts along the way using the new League crafting mechanic.
All right. I was gonna say, man, I know some shit goes right over my head when I play that game, but I think I would have noticed if I picked up some fucking Veritasium, you know?
One very important difference from the simple remnant encounters, though, is that the empowerments that the remnants grant apply to every monster down the explosive line for the rest of the encounter.
Oh, I'm
stacking
gonna die a lot.
This can lead to some pretty extreme situations.
I'm gonna
If
die
you stack too
so
many
much.
remnants, you might be in for a fight beyond your abilities, but the rewards can be very worth it. Each mod on the monster is improving the items that they can drop. Once you get to the endgame, you will find that the Atlas has changed substantially.
Hey, if it works, it
To
works.
the south, you will now find the coastline of Rayclast, with the ocean beyond. King's
the
March has
endgame.
not
The
fared
new-
well
the
after
new
the
Atlas.
Cataclysm, and lays in ruins. Rog's shop has been destroyed, but he is much more concerned about his wife, Gwennon. He would like to launch an expedition deep into the ocean to find her. And this begins a new major mechanic for Expedition, exploring the ocean. Previously, a logbook was a single encounter. Now, using a logbook, you can send ships to explore an area of the ocean to the southeast,
Holy
uncovering
fuck.
a range of islands to begin your search for Gwennon.
Holy
You
shit.
can hop from island to island, doing many new encounters. There are islands with expeditions, grand expeditions,
Rituals. I seen the ritual.
new bosses,
Oh, that's not a
and
ritual.
all sorts of other unique things
That's
to
a
find.
boss.
Eventually, you will find the island that Gwennon has been holed up on. It turns out that she has
Yeah,
found
that's
the
a- that's
tomb
gotta
of
be
an
a
ancient
pinnacle.
Kalguuran,
Uh-huh.
Medved. While she appreciates you coming to her rescue, she is still keen to blow open the doors of the vault and take whatever you can find inside. It's just a shame that Medved isn't as dead as you previously assumed.
Oh, he's not the pinnacle?
Now, after you have defeated Medved, you will find another logbook. And this time, you can use it to choose which direction you want to explore.
I thought that was the big
The
squid.
ocean
It's
and
not.
contains a huge number of new islands to find. With each logbook, you can explore one sector, and you can go as deep as you like.
Dude, that is
There-
so many maps for one logbook. I'm having very mixed feelings, but excitement is one of those feelings.
There are all sorts of interesting objects to uncover and dungeons to explore. Many of the islands have expeditions with totally new mechanics. So for example, here is a volcanic island with voltaxic sulfite. Blowing up the
That's dope. Dude, they gotta put Delve in this game. If you got voltaxic sulfite, man, you gotta put Nico up in this bitch.
sulfite will unleash extra waves of enemies.
It feels like they're teasing Nico, doesn't
But
it?
there is also this
This is like
wall
the
with
second
a
or third time
suspicious
they've
light
mentioned
coming from behind
sulfite.
it.
Voltaxic
On blowing it
sulfite.
open, a
Come
giant
on
ogre
now.
comes out, and he is determined to eat as much sulfite as possible. The more sulfite mounds that you have blown up, the more empowered and the more rewarding he will become. These islands contain all sorts of little secrets
Just
that you
keep
can
killing
find
'em.
and blow up. Free trapped wisps.
I can almost
blow open root
guarantee
doors,
that still nobody's gonna
even
give a shit about
raise
wisps.
ancient precursor technology. And of course, more bosses. There are more and further vaults to blow up, and one of them in particular
More shit
is
for me to
pretty
die
important.
to.
The Tomb of Uhtred, the Star Drinker. Uhtred was responsible for calling down the meteors of Verisium, which the Kalgurans used to power their ancient magic. And upon defeating him, he calls down a truly gigantic one into
Cat.
the ocean nearby.
Damn, he's trying to wipe out the
On
dinosaurs
visiting it,
again.
you find that it is shrouded by a strange energy emanating from the Verisium core of the meteor within. There is something
They're gonna kill me a
growing in
lot.
there.
I already know.
It can't be anything good. In order to gain entry, Dannig suggests that the Triskelion Flame, an ancient Kalguuran artifact that can absorb and cancel the effects of Verisium magic, could be used to enter. But to find it, you will need to locate the Tomb of Olroth, leader of the Knights of the Sun. Defeat him and gain access to whatever eldritch nightmare is growing inside.
Anubis is very excited.
Now, we're not going to spoil the boss, but one thing you should know is that the Verisium that makes up the core of the meteor is of a quality that has not been available for millennia. Bringing this to Farrow and Dannig should allow them to forge some objects of power, the creation of which has been lost to time. So that's the League, and there is a lot going on. You
Oh.
can create more than 100 new runes to craft your gear, as
Pinnacle's
well as
gonna kill me
dozens
a
of
lot.
other new currency items.
A lot.
And there are new quests added to the campaign to unlock even more new crafting options. Rune forging armors, upgrading uniques, dozens of new Kalguuran skills and supports,
Dude, hurry up and release this
tons
fucking
of new
update
islands to
already.
discover by exploring the ocean, 5 new bosses, including a new pinnacle boss,
There it is.
and
There it
a bunch
is.
of new uniques to top it off. But there is still a ton more to come. It's time to talk about the massive change
That's just the tip. That is barely the tip. That's like the tip of the tip.
just to the endgame. But for that, I'll hand it back to Jonathan.
Now, as Mark hinted at before, the endgame Atlas is very different now, and the ocean to the south is the least of the changes.
How different
the
is
entire
it?
area around your starting location is now teeming with new questlines and things to discover. Will you investigate the strange forest to the west?
Yes.
The cracks in the earth to the east?
Yes.
Or perhaps visit the ruins of a Val city in the north?
Also, yes.
The Atlas now has fixed points of interest at specific locations, giving you specific objectives that are easy to find. Like before though, no matter which objective you choose, going to
I can't
towers
say
to see
yes
what's out
enough.
there is always a good idea. The first time you do that though, something new happens. The earth shakes, and a gigantic fortress rises from the earth.
That
a
is
remnant
fucking
of the ancient
gigantic.
precursor civilization.
Rumor has it that's Elon Musk's house.
The cataclysm of the beast has caused an ancient protocol to be invoked. Should corruption ever take hold to this degree, the world must be scoured and purged of corruption.
Bro, new
You will
arbiter?
need to make your way into the fortress and activate the gates. Gain the keys to reach these ancient precursor weapons
Oh, it definitely does.
and disarm them. But this will be
What
no easy
the
task.
Fuck.
The fortress has many areas to explore and many new things to find.
Oh, it'll be easy.
You will power up ancient machines,
It'll be easy as balls.
fight new and deadly foes,
Fire. Sentinel
many
of
new
the
areas.
Cradle. Fire!
and uncover some dark secrets. The areas inside the fortress are special.
Crystallized
Many of them have new
twinning.
mechanics or rewards that they grant.
Winning.
Like this map, where all the rares are contained in essence crystals.
That's neat.
Or this one, which replaces all monster packs in the area with strongboxes.
Yeah.
Or this one, which spawns an Asmeri Spirit that always moves on from a rare after you kill it, allowing you to chase it through the entire map.
The fucking wisps. Can I just get an orange wisp one time, please? Please. Who does a guy
Now,
gotta
just like
blow
the
for an
normal areas of
orange
the Atlas,
wisp?
You'll need to fight the map boss of each area to complete the map. But unlike a normal map, the ones in the fortress each contain precursor nodes after the boss, and activating these nodes will give you points for the new and improved Atlas passive tree.
Hey, they fucking washed Zarwali quick. Dude died in like half a second.
Now, we had an Atlas passive tree before, but it was one of the areas of the endgame that just wasn't up to scratch.
Dude.
The Atlas tree now works quite a lot differently.
Huge.
We have
As Miri spirits may seek out and possess strong boxes.
significantly upgraded the kind of mechanics that you can find on the Atlas tree.
When a monster is possessed by a sacred spirit, it is also possessed by another random spirit. And this is just with...
Like this one, that gives a chance to make rogue exiles you fight retreat from combat
and get pissed the fuck off.
and move to an adjacent map. Before you fight them again, they'll upgrade their gear and come back with a grudge this time.
Hell yeah, they're coming back with a switch this time.
There are also a lot of nodes that combine mechanics together in new ways. Like this one, which lets Ismeri spirits possess strongboxes. All the regular monsters that come out of them are touched by the spirit, and the rares are all
This isn't even the
possessed,
same
giving you some
fucking game
incredible loot
anymore.
potential.
This is insanity. I'm still not playing Warrior.
You
I'm
get
not
points
doing
from
it.
every single area you complete in the fortress, and unlike before, that means you can allocate the entire Atlas tree. Yes, this whole tree can be yours. This change is pretty important, since it allows us to
Dude!
be able to create many types of bonuses that we wouldn't have been able to create before.
Oh my
Like
god,
one,
this is
which
what
gives a
we
chance for
wanted.
cities to be invaded by another faction, and can even allow it to contain 2 faction leaders, allowing you to get 2 crisis fragments.
2 crisis fragments. I'm selling them shits off. I'm just saying it. I'm selling the crisis fragments.
If we'd done this kind of thing in the old tree,
That's
we'd have wanted
currency
spec
to
into it
me.
before running a city map, then unspec out of it before running anything else. With full allocation, we can have cool bonuses like these. Now obviously we still want to make sure that you have choices that define your in-game Atlas build. So many nodes in the Atlas tree are now multi-choice. Everyone will get the node, but which bonus you choose to use is up to you.
Choose your own adventure, guys.
Do you want your powerful boss maps to contain more essences?
I know
summoning
they're gonna
circles,
talk about
or
it.
rogue exiles?
I know they're going to
But
talk
there's
about
also
it.
nodes that contain more unusual things. So for example, on this node you can choose. Do you want to give a chance for shrines to instead be given to the map?
Let me see. Oh, hell yeah. 25% chance shrine buffs are instead applied to the boss when activated, granting an additional reward? Yeah, that all
boss in the
day.
area, making them more challenging but dropping special loot?
I don't want no shrine buffs. Make it harder.
Would you rather give a chance to be given a shrine buff before entering boss arenas, making for an easier fight?
Buff the boss. The boss needs a buff.
Probably get back to the fortress. Now, one of the really important things we wanted to do was make it so that all the boss fights in the endgame are now accessible with a quest line. That means that to fight the Arbiter of Ash for the first time, you don't need to get lucky by finding keys.
No
They'll be
more
in fixed
searching for
locations, and it's
crisis
a quest to get them.
fragments.
But
Okay.
the Arbiter of Ash is no longer the pinnacle of Path of Exile 2. For that, you'll need to travel into the very center of the fortress.
You could just do it via quest.
An incredible challenge awaits you, should you choose to go there.
That's so much easier. So I don't have to
After
play
the
for
storyline, you still
97
unlock keys
hours
for
to
pinnacle
find
bosses in the usual
one
way,
faded
exploring
crisis
the world
fragment
and finding the keys
and
required
die
get
to the
them.
boss before I
But
get
we've
it.
added a lot more interesting things to find out there as well. There are now all sorts of mechanics that can spawn on maps in the wilderness. For example, some maps might spawn as a rogue exile hunting ground, containing multiple rogue exiles who are there to hunt rare beasts. You might come upon them in the middle of a fight and be able to take out both of them.
Let them take
or a
each
map
other
of
out.
champions that makes all the natural inhabitants of the area into magic monsters.
Are they not all magic?
Or this one that causes all shrines in the area to release as merry spirits when used.
They're definitely all
Once you've explored
supernatural.
and found your keys, you can return to fight the pinnacle in the fortress again. But this version of him will be harder. And not only that, he will have new unique rewards as well.
Oh, fuck.
Each time you fight him, you get the ability to activate one section of the fortress.
Warrior
and any maps that you didn't
Invictus.
finish there will
Bitches.
be automatically completed, giving you all the Atlas points. So if you're the type of player who doesn't want to explore the fortress, and instead just race out into the infinite Atlas, you still have a way to get all those points. So that's
probably gonna be me.
It's a huge amount of new content with a ton of new areas, 5 new bosses, including a pinnacle, with a bunch of new unique items. But not only that, it also completely revamps the Atlas tree and includes a ton of new map mechanics that you can find both inside and outside the fortress.
Oh, this is
But
nuts.
this is just one of the new storylines. So let's talk about the next one now.
Just one.
Masters of the Atlas. Now earlier we talked about how the multi-choice nodes in the tree allow you to still have an in-game Atlas build, but we didn't think that was quite enough.
And they give you the
You have
freedom
an
of
ascendancy
choice
class for
now.
your passive tree. Why not an ascendancy class for your Atlas tree? Well, that's where the Masters of the Atlas come in.
Huh?
Throughout Rayclast are many opportunities for those with the skills to find them. Atlas Masters are willing to train you in these skills if you're able to help them in return.
Atlas Ascendancies. Oh my god.
One such master is Jado, a member of the Order of the Jinn, an organization that secures powerful artifacts to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. Jado will send you on missions to investigate strange occurrences on the Atlas and recover the artifacts causing them. And for each one you recover, he will gain more trust in you and teach you more ways of the Order of the Jinn. At level 1, you could choose to massively increase the chance for rare and unique chests, or make it so that all map bosses drop an additional unique item, or make corrupted waystones have an additional modifier, but at the cost of making them send you to a totally unknown location.
Dude, Atlas Ascendancy classes.
Each mission you complete for Jado will unlock another row of abilities, and give you another point to allocate, letting you choose how you want to specialize. But there are other masters too.
I don't have a choice.
Hilda is a member of a guild of monster hunters. She will send you on missions to assassinate specific deadly creatures around Rayclast and harvest their parts. In exchange, she will teach you her monster hunting skills, like this one, which adds a 25% chance to upgrade any map boss to a powerful version. Or this one, which makes his Marian spirits no longer possess rare monsters, making them go for the unique bosses in the area instead. You might notice that many of the effects on these are both upsides and downsides. So Hilda, for example, can make it so that you only get one attempt when fighting pinnacle bosses. But in exchange for that, they always drop 2 uniques. Because of that, we wanted it to be easy to swap between them depending on what you're doing. As you unlock each master, they will appear on the side of the screen. Simply click whichever one you want to use to run the map, and all the bonuses you have selected for that master will be activated.
Dude, that is
This allows you to have a few different strategies that you can quickly pick between, depending on what you're running at the moment. Now, one thing that's been pretty obvious is that the endgame leagues we created when launching Early Access in 010 were not really up to the standard of the leagues we did since then. Fate of the Vaal and Rise of the Abyssal just have a lot more going on than Delirium or Expedition, for example. We wanted to do a serious upgrade to all of these mechanics before we do our 1.0 release, and so that's what we've done. All 4 of the leagues we launched in Early Access have been upgraded with not only new quest lines, but new mechanics, new crafting systems, new uniques, and new pinnacle bosses. One of the really important changes we made to all the leagues is that you can now find them on the Atlas in specific locations, and each one has a quest line that will lead you there to being able to complete the league, along with its Atlas tree and its pinnacle boss. This is true even for the leagues that we didn't do major redesigns to. So let's use Abyss as an example. When you first encounter one in the endgame, you'll get a quest that leads you to the east, where you will find these mega abyss cracks in the earth leading away from the Well of Souls. All the maps along the cracks will contain abysses with special properties, and mapping along these cracks will close the Atlas scale abysses, giving you points for the Abyss Atlas tree.
Dude!
At the end of each Atlas abyss, you'll find an Abyssal Depths, with the boss fight for one of the Abyssal factions, giving you a guaranteed way to fight them. And after completing all 3, you'll get a key for the
How do they do this much in 5 months?
The Vessel of Kulamak. This kind of thing makes an in-game league so much more friendly for new players, giving people obvious goals and a guided experience to complete them.
New players and players that have played for over 1,200 hours and still suck ass. Thank you, Jonathan and Mark. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you.
Alright, so let's talk about the first of the upgraded leagues, Delirium, and its new storyline, The Hare and the Raven. As you may remember,
another storyline
tricked
quest
into releasing an ancient entity from a Karui prison.
I remember
Tangmazu,
that
the Raven
bitch.
trickster. Tangmazu delights in breaking the minds of those who step through his mirrors.
I didn't want to let him out.
He will attempt to destroy your mind with twisted abominations generated from your worst fears. In Return of the Ancients, the first time you approach one of his Delirium encounters in the endgame, you will find Elder Maddox locked in a trance. His mind is trapped in one of Tangmazu's delusions, and you will need to free him.
Elder who, motherfucker? What?
Once free, Elder Maddox demands that as you caused this problem, you should put it right. He asks you to travel west to the Withered Willow, the location he believes that Tangmazu first gained his powers. But be careful. As you travel there, the Raven Trickster will attempt to break your mind. Each map around the Withered Willow features Delirium encounters. Now this is more than a simple quest upgrade. The mechanic of Delirium has been overhauled and expanded.
That actually does sound real familiar now.
There is now a bar that indicates how deep into Delirium you are.
The free unique,
you can see which direction leads deeper by looking at the fog. And the deeper you go, the more challenges you will face.
That guy always gives me dog shit uniques. Fucking always. Always.
By looking at the bar, you can see how long you have until the Delirium ends. And you can also see special encounters that you will face if you're able to go deep enough into the fog. At the end of the bar is always the boss of the map, but we now have a variety of other encounters that you might find as you explore the horrors of your own mind.
Okay.
For example, you might encounter a purple mirror shard, that when shattered will cause all the enemies to become more nightmarish.
So, so there's more than Kosis? And what was the other motherfucker's name? Omniphobia or some shit?
Hitting this, you'll notice the Delirium demons are enhanced, significantly more powerful, larger, and scarier in general.
How are you going to put the Delirium demons on meth
or should
and
you encounter a red
steroids?
mirror shard, you'll be sent into the depths of your mind.
I'm not going to be able to
and
do
must
this
escape it while
bullshit.
fighting off
I couldn't
hordes of
do
your worst
regular
fears.
Deli.
If you are able to do so, you will gain a powerful amulet with 2 instilled notables on it. Once you reach the Withered Willow, Elder Maddox discovers that a shard of the mirror is missing. You will need to track down Tangmazu and restore it if you have a hope of discovering how to defeat him. And that means entering the Raven Trickster's mirrors in an attempt to locate him. Each area around the Withered Willow contains Delirium encounters, so that's a good place to start. As you do Deliriums, some of the special encounters will drop liquid emotions. Normally these emotions can be used to install amulets to add notable passive buffs to them.
Yeah.
But in Return of the Ancients, emotions have a new function as well.
What is it?
Each one now has the ability to add crafted mods to jewels, allowing you to add specific mods to an item slot that can be quite difficult to roll.
What? Oh my god.
For example, Liquid Despair will allow you to add critical hit chance, while Liquid Suffering will allow you to add movement speed or Air of Effect to your jewels. But there are many more.
Fucking
Once you've
looks
done
like
enough
it.
Delirium encounters, the location of a Grand Mirror, an entrance into Tangmazu's realm is revealed. But it won't be that simple to enter. Using his powers, he reflects
Never
the map
is.
boss for a ridiculous empowered fight, then destroys
Never
the
is.
entrance into his realm of madness.
A deli? A double deli? Oh.
In order to find him now, you'll need to let the insanity fully into your mind. A strange fruit is left behind which you can
That's
consume
diabolical.
to fully embrace the madness in an attempt to reach the Raven Trickster's realm. Consuming the fruit
Joke's
will
on
cover
him,
an
the
entire
madness
area
took
of the
this
Atlas and
motherfucker
fog,
over a
and every map
long
you do
time
in the
ago.
fog will get progressively harder and harder
Right?
as you explore the deeper
Yeah.
reaches of your mind. At some point, you enter a new layer, a simulacrum of your memories, twisted and perverted by the Raven Trickster. Should you be able to complete the simulacrum, Tangmazu
What the
will
fuck
believe
are
that you are worthy of a
those?
true challenge, and will let you take the remaining shard of his
Oh
mirror,
my god.
allowing you to enter his realm of madness back at the Withered Willow.
I hate
If you dare
this
to face him,
and love
it will
this
be a
at the
fearsome
same time.
challenge.
Oh, it just keeps getting better.
So, that's the new storyline of Delirium. As you can see, it's not only a quest line, there are new mechanics, new crafting options, and new boss fights. But one question you might have is, what happens after? Well, once you've completed the story,
After
Grand
I
Mirrors will
die
start
a
appearing on the Atlas
1,000
sometimes
fucking
after completing
times?
Delirium encounters. After doing the Grand Mirror, you can select where on the Atlas you want to do your fruit-induced drug trip and get another key to fight Tangmazu. But this time, the fight will be
Nice.
quite a bit harder. And not only that,
We
the
love
fight will be
drug
able to drop
trips.
a bunch of new uniques that were not available in the questline version. We'll show some of those later. After doing a Grand Mirror, the decision of where to spread the fog can be important, because there are some potent emotions that only come from certain map bosses affected by Delirium this way. Like all emotions, they can craft special mods onto jewels, but these potent emotions can create mods that you can't get any other way.
Potent liquid
So for example,
melancholy.
potent liquid melancholy is an emotion that can only come from human bosses.
Removes a random modifier and augments a rare basic jewel with a new guaranteed crafted. Okay. Debilitate enemies on hit while you have an emerald and sapphire socketed. Elemental exposure on hit while you have ruby and emerald socketed. Or blind enemies on hit. Yeah, it's cool that they added it. This one I don't really give too much of a shit about. Maybe debilitate. Or exposure. Not blind so much. Unless you're going to add another, like, layer to what you do to enemies once you blind them. Maybe.
And allows you to add a variety of on-hit effects. Also, you might want to try instilling amulets with these emotions. They could have some interesting effects, with some powerful notables that do not normally exist on the tree. Like Storm's Rebuke, which makes armor break boost your cold and lightning damage. But also notables from a clearly deranged mind, like Calm's Blessing. This skill allows you to ancestrally boost fire spells after using a war cry.
Oh,
How about
shit.
using an ancestral flame blast?
God
And just like before,
damn.
you can also upgrade the league by getting points for a dedicated Delirium Atlas tree. But this now works in a much better way and has much cooler effects. The maps in the Delirium area of the Atlas give you Delirium passive points for completing them, so it's easy to see how to progress. Some nodes will add new types of mirror shard encounters to your Deliriums, like this one, which will pause the Delirium
was
for some amount of
Omniphobia.
time, allowing you to more easily get to higher depths.
Nice.
Or this one, which adds extra Delirium modifiers to monsters when you pick it up. There are also nodes that can add new types of drops, like this one, which modifies simulacrum encounters to add special liquid emotions.
Dude,
which
there's
can craft
so
high
many
moss
new
jewels.
activities.
And nodes that apply to the Atlas mechanics of the League. Like this one, which causes
There's
the
so
Grand
much
Mirror
room
to
for
spread
activities.
delirium fog over a larger area of the Atlas, potentially containing multiple simulacrums. Alright, so that's the changes to Delirium. The core mechanic now includes a bunch of new things to find, new monsters to kill, and has new mechanics on the Atlas. It also has new crafting system for jewels. And
I
over
was
20 new
confused
unlockable
like
notables for
fucking 20
amulets.
minutes ago, I'm not
only
gonna
that,
lie.
We have a new pinnacle boss with a bunch of new unique items and a massively upgraded Atlas tree
There's too
just for
much new
Delirium.
shit. It's too much.
But there's still a lot more to come. So
And I
let's talk
love.
about
Oh,
Breach
there's
next.
more?
When you first do a breach in the endgame, you will find Alith, one of the Keepers of the Flame, an ancient order of monks dedicated to preventing the Hiveborn from entering the world.
Wait, that was in a POE1 league, wasn't it? Like
As you seem to be
recently?
a keen slayer of demons, Alith
Not
would like to
last
recruit
league,
you
but
to
the league
order
before it?
and asks that you travel to their monastery to the south. On the way there, you'll start to encounter more breaches, and will notice one of the first changes to the breach mechanic. You still have to kill monsters as fast as you can to keep the breach open, but now you can visibly see how much time you have left to keep it open, and how each kill extends its duration. Once you've reached the monastery, you will learn more about the Keepers.
Oh, this is.
In the 25 years since the
It's the
events of
exact
Keepers
same
of the
thing
Flame
from
in Path of Exile
POE1.
1, the war with
Well,
the
not
Hiveborn
exact,
has not
but
gone well. and
same
they have managed to
character. It
establish
looks
a
very
foothold in
similar.
the world nearby. A gigantic area has fallen to the Scourge, and the Keepers are unable to get inside. Inside the monastery is the Genesis Tree.
Can I put
powerful
another-
asset to the war effort, stolen from the enemy and gifted to the Keepers by the Dreamer himself.
Dude, can I put another like arm on my nutsack like I could in POE1?
Using the tree, Alith could create a breach stone and penetrate the Hiveborn foothold. But
We're
without
back.
Hive Blood, the tree has withered. To get Hive Blood, you will need to take advantage of another new mechanic of breach. If you can keep the other
This is very reminiscent of like one of their last leagues. And I actually really like this league.
worldly portal open for long enough, the breach will stabilize and will enter a new phase.
Fuck yeah!
The Hiveborn will send their toughest miscreations to defeat you, and the breach will not close until you can annihilate them, dropping Hive Blood that you can use to restore the Genesis Tree.
What?
In some cases, you may even attract one of the deadliest foes the Hiveborn can offer, a Marshal of Zesht. These monsters also drop womb gifts, and if
Dude,
you
that's
take these
so
to the
many
Genesis
items.
Tree, they can be used to craft items to help you in the war against the Hiveborn.
This is just in the base game now? They just added this to the game. No league, no nothing. This is just how it is. That's fucking wild.
Given that 25 years have passed since the beginning of the war, the tree has grown and withered many times. But
These
with each cycle,
motherfuckers
it learns and expands its
snapped.
abilities. When you first open the Genesis Tree, you will notice these holes into which you can place your womb gifts. Each womb gift can be used to create a different type of jewelry and must be fertilized with Hive Blood. So for example, you can place this amulet womb gift into the tree and it will give birth to a random rare amulet.
Oh
But the
my
Genesis tree
god.
is capable of much more. As you continue to feed the tree, its branches will regenerate and allow you
lot
more and
bit.
more control
A
over
lot
what
of
kind
bit.
of items it will birth. So for example, this branch of the tree will allow you to control which base types of amulets can be birthed. And as you go deeper, it will even allow you to create new base types that you can't get anywhere else.
Dude, tell me they're gonna let me put an arm on my nutsack. Tell me they're gonna let me put an arm on my nutsack. Or my back, I guess.
Like this one, which gives you an entire spirit skill for free.
Oh, 34 cold res. 12% increased max energy shield.
Or this one, which has a rune socket in it. To the left and right are branches that will let you control which mods the amulet can get.
Amulets with sockets. I
Including
mean, this is enough. This is enough. That would have been amazing. This is still amazing.
Making sure that they're higher level,
I'll just pretend that there's an arm coming out of my taint.
or controlling which specific mods that they will always have. With 15 points to allocate, you will have to choose wisely how you want to specialize your crafts. On rings, we've also added some really interesting new crafting options as well. You have a bunch of new base types like these,
Biostatic ring, kinetic ring, oniric ring, vitalic ring, mnemonic ring, and grasping ring. What the fuck? So hold up. This item gains bonuses from socketed items as though it was gloves. 5% increased mana, 6% increased life, increased chaos damage, extra fizz. I mean, that's just an iron ring. Who the fuck are they trying to play with that? But +1 to all max res? Wow. Okay.
but you also have entire new classes of mods that can be added.
They're
The
cooking.
right-hand branch of the ring tree adds an entire new set of caster mods to rings.
Huh?
From basics like extra elemental damage for spells, or more niche options like this mod that increases the rate you gain seals for Unleash.
That's very situational.
And on
That
the
is
left-hand side,
very
you can unlock an entire
situational.
new set of mods for minion characters.
Minions!
This stuff is actually pretty important, because casters and minion builds didn't have as many slots with interesting item crafting compared to attack builds. The Genesis tree narrows that gap.
Okay.
There are also trees for belts and currency. I won't go over them too much here, but there are all sorts of goodies in these too.
Love
Like being
the
able to
lavish
create new
wound
catalysts
gifts.
for jewels, or a belt that gives lightning damage.
Wow.
Once you've done enough breach encounters, you may finally get a womb gift capable of birthing a breach stone.
Dude, they're just putting everything on fucking everything right now.
And you can then use it on the Hiveborn incursion.
Oh, hell
Once
yeah.
used, the true extent of the Breach Demon's foothold becomes clear.
So what,
They
no
have
more
not only
breach
transformed the
splinters
land,
then?
but constructed huge sky hives as well. When you enter the outskirts of their realm, you will discover breach hives. Using the power of the Keepers of the Flame, these otherworldly structures can be burned away when walking through them. But for each one destroyed, more of the Hiveborn will attack when you attempt to purge the hive.
Oh, that ain't gonna matter. I'm clearing shit. I'm clearing shit.
These encounters are particularly rewarding for womb gifts, so you'll want to do as many of these as you can. But your real goal are the sky hives deeper into the domain.
I remember that shit too.
These twisted creations are securing the demon's entry into our world. Inside the very center are the Breach Lords Tool and Ash, and you'll need to defeat them if you want to get rid of the foothold once and for all.
Hey, Path of Exile 1 is a great game. Great game, right? I favor POE2 more, but I do love Path of Exile in general, right? These motherfuckers are explaining this like this is brand new. Like, is there not a huge crossover between POE1 and POE2? Like, I'm not even a seasoned vet or anything, but I immediately knew. But, I mean, it's a great mechanic, and they should recycle it. You know what I'm saying? They should put it in core, which they are now. Also, this shit looks so much better, like, graphically on POE2. It's nuts.
Now, once you've completed the questline version, there is still more to do. You will find other breach domains on the Atlas
Yeah, I
randomly in your
figured there
travels.
wasn't that much
For each
crossover.
one, you will need to find a breach stone, destroy the sky hives, and defeat the breach lords. And doing these encounters is what will give you access to fight the existing breach pinnacle boss, which you can access by communing with the dreamer himself inside the monastery. While completing the questline for breach, you will also be gaining points for the breach Atlas tree. This node will cause breach hives to spawn outside of the hiveborn domains on the Atlas. And this one will give Aelith additional abilities that you can use while attacking a hive. Like this one, which causes all hiveborn in the next wave to be magic, drastically increasing their difficulty in exchange for way more items.
Very drastically.
There are also nodes that allow you to control your rewards, like this one, which adds a set of new lineage supports to the Marshal of Zesht.
Oh, no.
Or this one, which lets you control which womb gifts you will get.
We don't want that.
There's also some nodes that affect the Genesis tree.
We don't want to give the
this one, which will
Marshal a
cause Zesht to drop
lineage.
his head, which when returned to the Genesis tree, will grow a grasping orchid on the side of it.
The fuck is
You'll have to experiment
that?
to find out what this thing is good for. Putting rings on its fingers seems to make it happy. So that's a rundown of what you can expect from the new Breach questline.
That was a
There's new
teaser like a
stabilization mechanic for
motherfucker.
breaches, hive encounters, and hiveborn incursions on the Atlas. But you also have a huge new crafting system and new bosses as well. Alright, so let's talk about the RITE of the Nameless storyline next. When you first complete a ritual in the endgame, Aoife, a lost spirit, will appear. She appears to need your help, but isn't able to communicate more than
hell
a few
yeah.
words, beckoning you to come to the Wildwood. Like the other leagues, Ritual now has a place on the Atlas to call home. The Wildwood can be found to the west. When you first arrive there, Aoife's spirit will guide you in, where you will discover that inside the Wildwood, spirits can take physical form. Aoife has been bound to this place by the King in the Mists, and requests that you free her. But in order to do so, you will need her body, currently in possession of the King. To reclaim it, you will need to gain an audience with him. Inside the Wildwood, there are many ritual encounters to complete. Like before, in each area, triggering rituals will resurrect the nearby bound monsters to attack you.
And yeah,
killing the
I
monsters will give you
figured.
tribute. In addition, each ritual you do in the area will add the monsters from the previous ritual, making the encounters much more challenging the more rituals you complete. Once you've completed them, spend your tribute to get items. Now, an important
grip.
change to the rewards of Ritual is that all the items in the reward window are now uniques or omens, making
What?
this league's rewards much more valuable than before.
What?
In order to gain an audience with the Nameless King, you need to sacrifice tribute to him. Any remaining tribute you don't spend can be sacrificed this way to fill up this bar. Once you have enough tribute for an audience, return to the Wildwood to divine his location with the Nameless Shrine. His location will be revealed deeper in the Wildwood, and you will need to make your way to him, kill him, and get Aoife's body.
I mean,
Using
at
her
least
body,
you can save
attempt to
her.
release her spirit, but this is when you learn about the true threat of the League. The Wildwood is built on top of an ancient prison. The King in the Mists didn't gain his power out of nowhere. He was granted it by an ancient being of darkness known as the Bodark, and the Nameless King's use of this power has been causing the prison to weaken. In order to prevent the Bodark from entering the world, a champion will need to enter its prison and beat him back, but those with a name are unable to survive there. In order to do so, you will need to transfer your name to another with a new mechanic in the Ritual League, the Rite of the Nameless. The Rite will begin in a nearby forest. At first, it appears to be a regular ritual encounter, but that will soon change. The final ritual of the area will include the map boss, and defeating him will give you a piece of the effigy onto which you will transfer your name. But the ritual is still not complete. Once the map boss is defeated, the Atlas will open, and you will need to pick another adjacent map to continue the ritual. During the rite, each adjacent map will have different rewards to tempt you. So for example, if you go in this direction, you gain significantly more tribute. But if you go in this direction, the uniques in the reward window will turn into currency instead. You can also sometimes get offered specific items that will be added as rewards. So in this case, you'll have to choose if you want to get 5 Chaos Orbs or a Mage Blood. A difficult decision, I'm sure.
Not really.
Now, as this is one continuous ritual, the encounters in the next map won't start from scratch. They contain all the monsters that were gathered from the rituals of the previous map as well, making them harder and harder. And that includes the map boss too. You will need to defeat both map bosses in the final encounter for your next effigy piece.
Oh my
And it
fucking
still doesn't end
god.
there. Pick another map, another reward, and add another map boss to continue until the ritual of the Nameless is complete.
Huh?
It will take 5 maps in all, and will be an incredible challenge.
Alright, I hate it. This one I hate.
But once complete, you can return to the Wildwood to perform the final rite.
Fuck that.
Transfer your name to the effigy, adorn the crown of the Nameless King, and enter the prison. Now of course, once the pinnacle boss is complete, the league doesn't end there. As you do rituals on the Atlas, you can continue to give tribute to the King in the Mists for another audience.
The Burger King crown. So, I see a lot of uniques. They couldn't have put one fucking, like, appealing unique in that grid there just to make us more excited. All these uniques are ass.
Pick another forest to begin the Rite of the Nameless once more,
I saw one divine orb.
this time with a harder pinnacle boss and new unique items to find. Of course, we've also significantly upgraded the Ritual Atlas tree. Get points by completing maps in the Wildwood, and you'll be able to unlock some pretty cool nodes. Some of them affect the Rite
99% of
the
them.
Nameless, like this one, which extends its duration. You thought fighting 5 map bosses at once was hard? How about 6?
How about go fuck yourself, Jonathan? How about go fuck yourself? Why not 9 million? Why not 2 of every fucking map boss in the entire game at once? How about that?
Or this one, which makes maps during the rite have more reward mods, often having 2. You also have nodes that allow things to combine with other content, like this one, which gives a chance for rituals to be created inside summoning circles, adding a random boss to the ritual encounter. There is even a node which adds a new type of possible ritual, the Audience with the Queen, which causes the Bride of the King to sometimes appear. Okay, so that's ritual. But let's have a look at what this means for endgame content as a whole for Path of Exile 2.
It means I'm gonna die. A lot. Like, a lot.
When you include the expedition changes made by the League, we have a total of 5 new in-game storylines, each of which has a hub, crafting systems, areas to explore, NPCs, and a pinnacle boss as a capstone. Not to mention the Masters of the Atlas storyline as well. But more importantly, you now have immediate quests as soon as you arrive at the endgame, and goals with obvious progressions that you can see how to finish. Each in-game questline has a progress bar that you can pop out from the side of the Atlas screen at any time that shows you how far through you are, and buttons that will take you to the hubs for them. Overall, it's just a way better in-game experience.
Oh, I like
with a significant number of fun objectives to complete. But just in case you didn't have enough goals, we did have one other thing that you might want to complete this league. These are called challenge leagues after all. Where are all the challenges? Well, players of Path of Exile 1 will be used to the fact that each league comes with a series of challenges that you can complete in order to prove that you are indeed the best.
I am not familiar with challenges. Tell me more, Jonathan.
We haven't done these yet in Path of Exile 2, but it's time to change that. If you're able to complete them, you'll earn pieces of the Knight of Aldur armor set. Opening the challenge screen will show you a series of 8 challenges. After completing each one, anyone in chat or in the forums will be able to see your prowess. In addition, you'll get a statue to put in your hideout showing anyone you trade with how many challenges you've completed.
Hell yeah!
You'll earn the first piece of the armor set after doing 2 challenges, and the full armor set after completing all 8. So that covers all the content you'll encounter in Return of the Ancients. But what about some new tools to fight against these new pinnacles with? Well, we also have some new ascendancy classes as well, but to introduce them, I'll hand you guys back to Mark.
As Jonathan said,
Hi, Mark.
we have 2 new classes to show you today, the Spirit Walker and the Martial Artist. Let's start with the Huntress's new class, the Spirit Walker. The Spirit Walker has developed an affinity with the Asmerian animal spirits. She is able to infuse the power of multiple spirits at her choosing. On the bottom part of the class, you will find paths for each wisp you would like to commune with, be they primal, vivid, or wild. Each one can give you different abilities that align with the stag, owl, or bear. Each
Bear.
ability gives you a method to become possessed by wisps of that type, and a new ability when you spend them. The stag allows you to summon stampedes when you attack. The owl grants boons in the form of their feathers, which adds extra projectiles and enhances the projectile speed of your next skill. And the bear simply summons a giant bear companion to your side. The bear will maul, slam, leap, and do intimidating roars to debuff your enemies. Now you can specialize more into each of these wisps, but if you want to combine all 3 of them, then a new hidden power will be unlocked. The power of the Sacred Wisps. This node is
I did have a bear, but not as a huntress. I was a bear. I didn't have a bear. I was the werebear. Hold on. Wow.
free and enhances the quality of all 3 of your spirit animals. Your bear will take some of the damage you take and grant you life regeneration. Your stags will become more aggressive, leaping towards enemies. And your owl-empowered skills will leave a trail of soaring ground behind them.
Dude.
But that's not all. The Spirit Walker has other powers beyond wisps, such as Idolatry, which can give you large bonuses for using idle socketables in your equipment. And this one, which is my absolute favorite. The Spirit Walker, having attuned herself with nature, can gain the ability to tame beast bosses, opening up a whole suite of very cool options for your build.
You can capture the fucking burrower?
Maybe you tame
And silver nuts?
the mighty Silverfist in the jungle depths, or maybe a 3-headed chimeral beast in the chimeral wetlands, or then there's a giant frozen owl beast, Rakar,
That
the frozen talon.
Is
There's so many choices.
wild.
Going to have to experiment a bunch with this one, and I'm very excited to see what bosses you all choose to have as your trusted boss companion.
You can fucking capture bosses and make them your bitch.
Next up, we have the Monk's new Ascendancy class, the Martial Artist. After decades of training, he has mastered 3 of the 7 Hollow techniques.
Why not all 7?
Channeling Hollow Form technique allows the Martial Artist to create illusions of himself, which then use a skill of your choosing.
Holy
Perfect
fuck.
for turning skills with less area of effect into ones that can obliterate packs with ease. Should you find yourself overly vulnerable while channeling, you might want to take Way of the Mountain, which causes you to be covered in stone when you immobilize enemies, mitigating large amounts of damage. This can even enhance your attacks too. By hardening your weapon in stone, you can deal even more damage. After taking Hollow Focus technique, you can manifest your spiritual energy into objects. In this case, bells, which will appear around the martial artist and can be shattered by any of his attacks, even ones from the Hollow Form technique earlier.
Oh my god.
Hollow Resonance technique furthers that by adding a manifested bell to your back, which rings each time you deal a critical strike, damaging all enemies around you.
So you deal a critical
Through
strike
all
and
the
then you
martial
strike
artist's
again.
thorough training, he has mastered the flow of
Can tattoo runes onto your body, gaining additional rune-only sockets. 1 helmet socket, 2 body armor sockets, 1 glove socket. You get extra... Oh my god.
Eternal spiritual energy too, and has engraved runic tattoos around his meridians. By doing this, he can gain the benefit of extra runes. Just open your inventory and add the runes.
What?
There is 1 that counts as a helmet, 2 as a body armor, 1 as gloves, and 1 as boots.
Can you socket unique runes into that motherfucker? Because if you can, like Farrow's rune of the chase and shit like that, can you do that? Hi, kitty.
Finally, your
That's
hands.
insane.
The ultimate expression of a master of the martial arts. Taking Way of the Stone Fist will cause your gloves to become a new base type when equipped. Each modifier on the original pair of gloves has an equivalent, more powerful, and more impactful modifier. For example,
He's on the
these
arm.
gloves add some physical damage, cold damage, lightning damage, some resistances, and life gain on hit. Now, when I equip these, they become literal fists of stone. And not only grant me a bunch more evasion and energy shield, they now also grant a lot more damage, some maximum resistances, and a significantly higher amount of life gained on hitting enemies.
Holy shit!
With all the different rune combinations you could do, and the different modifiers and gloves,
All right, yeah, we're gonna go with whatever the fuck this ascendancy was called again. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
there's a ton of different build options, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can come up with. Now, with so many new bosses in Return of the Ancients, of course we want to have a huge number of unique rewards.
AKA the section I'm least excited for. They're all gonna suck. They're gonna suck ass. They're gonna make them look cool as fuck. They're gonna make them look cool, and then the new league's gonna drop, and they're gonna fucking suck. I'm calling it.
There are some pretty cool things in here, so we wanted to show you a few of them. Twisted Empyrean is a two-handed mace made from the purest of Verisium,
Really?
combined with the beast's corruption.
Let me see. Okay. Okay.
It converts all of your mace's skills fire damage to cold, and visually does so too, turning your volcanic fissures into glacial ones. This mace also comes
That
with its
looks
own built-in
badass.
skill, Starborn Onslaught. Using Glory, you can leap backwards, throwing your mace at the ground, creating Verisium fissures, before calling behind it a storm of cold metallic bolts from the stratosphere.
Whoa.
Next, we have Eventide Petals.
Okay. 42% increased crit chance. Is that an amulet? Okay.
An amulet that not only grants Runic Ward, but also comes with its own reservation skill, Midnight Zenith. This skill causes your critical hits to grant Arctic petals that hover around you. Once you have acquired enough of these petals, they will be consumed, creating a floral ice crystal near an enemy. Then, destroy that crystal to do devastating cold damage to everything around it. The Raven's Flock is a staff perfect for minion characters.
I wonder how many of these are going to be like uber uniques that have like a 1 in 50,000 drop chance. Let me see. Minions deal 115% increased damage. It's a two-hander too, so this is the only thing you're going to be holding, aside from maybe these. 43% increase spirit reservation efficiency. Minions have 13% chance to inflict grueling madness on hit. I don't know what that is.
Not only does it grant spirit reservation efficiency and minion damage, it also allows your minions to inflict grueling madness on hit,
Yeah.
slowing enemies and making all other slows on them more powerful, for maximum crowd control. That's not where this item shines though. It grants a skill called Spiraling Conspiracy. This skill
Okay.
causes a flock of ravens to circle you, dealing damage
I
over
see it.
time to anything near them.
Oh.
Killing enemies, or just by standing near unique enemies, causes the flock to grow, getting
bigger,
larger
yeah.
and larger. For your POE1 players, you can think of this just like a Raven Righteous Fire. That's not all, however. These Ravens are also minions, so they fully scale with minion damage and
What?
come with their own command skill, Mad Flight.
Oh
This
my
command skill
God.
causes your flock to create a tunnel of deathly damage between a set of illusory mirrors, obliterating anything in between.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Horror's Flight is a pair of gloves instilled with the purest of fear. Equipping these causes your enemies to become terrified of you. These gloves cause you to gain stacks of fear incarnate when you kill enemies.
Each Fear Incarnate grants 10% increased culling strike threshold and lasts 10 seconds. This duration is refreshed when you gain another fear incarnate. You can have a maximum of 10. That's a 100% increase culling strike threshold. Does that mean insta-kill if you have 10 stacks of fear incarnate? Am I reading that right? All right.
To aid in your culling, these gloves also come with the skill Crushing Fear. This is similar to the monk skill Killing Palm, except it deals chaos damage, and the amount of damage and area of effect scales drastically based on the power of the enemy. As you use this, gain your stacks of
AoE
Fear
culling
Incarnate,
strike?
which increases your culling threshold, meaning enemies become easier and easier to cull, even to the point of being able to instantly kill some monsters from full life. Sylvan's effigy is a scepter.
Why would they put that Konami cheat code in the game, dude? I need one of those immediately.
For those wanting to run companions. It allows you to have any number of companions of different types, instead of the normal restriction of just one per type. But what makes this cool is the Asmerian wolf companion it comes with. This is a persistent minion that bites foes to maim them, leaps to cause bleeding, and even howls to buff nearby allies.
Dude, you can have...
It comes with the command skill Eternal Hunt,
Oh,
which when
fuck.
used it will howl, calling on the spirits to manifest spectral wolves to ambush all foes around you. Liminal Coil is a crazy wand. It allows you to apply as many curses as you please, but those curses will have no effect. What's the point then? 2 reasons.
That part.
Firstly, your spells gain a bunch of extra physical and chaos damage for each curse on enemies. Secondly,
Unlimited curse limit. If I inflict 5 curses, that's 125% of extra damage as chaos and an extra 125% as extra physical. 250.
is the skill it grants called Coiling Bolts. This skill is a projectile spell that fires
Holy shit!
coiling physical and chaos projectiles with every cast. What makes this skill truly special though,
You have to really? He's gonna explain. Okay.
is that it will split and chain through every cursed enemy, causing an absolute ruckus. See for yourself. Periphery is a unique bow, which utilizes all the powers of the Asmerian spirits by dealing damage of all elements. And all elements can cause all ailments.
What?
Coolest thing about this bow, however, is the Asmerian Swarm skill. These are minions that are summoned when you kill enemies. They will pursue all nearby enemies, damaging them and inflicting a debuff on them that boosts your elemental damage even further. Watch as you mow enemies down, and the swarms of Asmerian wisps aid you, melting enemies one screen at a time.
These motherfuckers just sat down and said, like, all right, guys, I know our uniques have just been absolute dog shit. Let's make like 5 or 6 that are just gonna break the fucking game for a league.
The Ordained is a new spear, mastering in physical and lightning damage, with high critical strike chance too. This spear allows you to leech life not only from physical damage, but lightning too. It also creates a fragment of divinity nearby periodically. What are those?
Yeah,
Well,
what are those?
This spear has the skill Righteous Descent, which is an epic, divine leap, aided by angelic wings. If you use the skill when a fragment of divinity is nearby, it will become empowered, dealing significantly more damage, gaining massive area of effect, and bypassing its cooldown.
I wonder if you can exploit that as like a movement skill as well. Probably, somehow.
When fighting a boss, let a bunch of the fragments spawn, and then just unleash your divine havoc, obliterating them.
God damn!
Last,
God
but
damn!
not least, we have a new unique jewel, Voices. Voices is simple. It consumes 1 jewel slot to add more. There are versions that add 2 jewel slots, 3 jewel slots, and for those who are absurdly lucky or rich, one with 4 jewel slots. Equip it, and notice the slots appear next to your character's portrait in the center.
Wait, fucking hold the fuck up.
Equip it, and notice
Just right here? For free. This is broken as fuck. People were out here sucking dick for jewel slots before this. That is some shit.
the slots appear next to your character's portrait in the center.
My God.
One of the things we are concerned about is how long it takes for experienced players to replay through
Is there, I wonder, like if I can unlock 3 jewel slots on my passive tree and I put a voices, now granted I'm not rich enough to do this, but hypothetically, if I get 3 voices, yeah, that's, and I wonder if like the corrupted magic jewel thing is gonna work, like where you get the buffs from that too. Probably. This is absolutely fucking busted. You shouldn't have a problem killing pinnacle bosses now. Watch me have a problem killing pinnacle bosses. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Slot appear next to your character's portrait in the center. One of the things we are concerned about is how long it takes for experienced players to replay through the game in each new league.
One of the things we were concerned about is just releasing 3 dozen game-breaking items at the exact same time.
As we learned from Path of Exile 1, one of the things that can really help is having elements in the campaign that tell you where to go.
My
if you know
Kiwi
what to
accent
look
is
for.
terrible, I apologize.
We'll cover just one example per act for Acts 1 to 3, but there are many more than just these. For example, Hunting Grounds in Act 1 is a large, sparse area, containing multiple entrances and landmark encounters. Here's an example of some of the changes we've made here. Finding the ritual encounter in this area isn't too difficult. Now after completing it, a trail of locusts will lead to the entrance to Freythorn. Just follow it and find the source of the evil.
Oh, hell yeah!
You may also find corpses of dead animals, killed and pecked at by the crowbell. You'll notice a trail of blood leading away from them. Follow the trail and it will lead directly to the boss. We even put a signpost on the road to tell you which way to go to find Ogham Village.
Oh my god.
In Act 2, in the Mastodon Badlands, you need to find the Lightless Caverns and track down the Abyssal. Now to make this quicker, in the level you'll find these cracks. Just follow them, and it will take you right to their lair, allowing you to find and unlock the Well of Souls.
This is perfect for motherfuckers who are always getting lost. I'm talking about myself.
In Act 3, the jungle areas have camps of explorers to sell you items. However, they are now even more useful. By talking to the explorers, they will point towards the next area. Not only that, but it will also reveal it on the minimap, so you can know exactly where to go. These are just some examples. We plan to do more and more of these over time in order to streamline the experience.
Dude, yes. Streamline that shit.
As this is an endgame expansion, it makes sense that we would work on Atlas QOL. We've added a search box that updates live as you type. Have a specific map you want to run? Now they will be much easier to find.
What?
If there are multiple maps, hitting enter will move you from map to map. Now, making a character build in Path of Exile 2 can be pretty complex.
Swamp, water,
and instead of designing a build yourself,
desert,
many players enjoy following online build guides. We have a pretty awesome community that has built many tools over the years for designing builds, but we wanted to improve the experience of following them. So, we are introducing a new build guide system directly into the game client.
What?
Here's how it works. Community creators who write build guides can now create a new file format, a build file. Once downloaded, the builds appear in the in-game client, and selecting one will show you everything you need to know to make that build. So you can see all the passives you need to allocate, ascendancy points you need to take, skill gems you need to equip, and recommendations for all the support gems you need to use as well.
This might be my favorite part. This might be my favorite part.
For items, the build designer can specify which uniques to use in each slot, or
It's close.
if needed, just add some notes to the item slot to say what kind of item you need. In fact, build creators can add notes to just about any of these areas, allowing them to explain different trade-offs in context.
What the fuck? They finally did it. POE2 for dummies. I'm a dummy.
I'm a dummy.
This is for me. I feel like they did this exclusively for me.
Or just give more info about how these things should be used. They can also give level ranges to each element, allowing recommendations to change over time. Great for builds that need to respec after they reach a certain level.
Oh my fucking
Now,
god.
all of this is written in a standardized build format that creators can use, and we imagine that a lot of community build tools will be updated to add support for this format.
They've already done it. They've already done it. They got that shit done before the patch dropped. It's done.
Now that we have trade market searching built into the in-game client, we have added the ability to price check items you can find more easily. Control-Alt-clicking an item will now search for it on the trade market, showing you the current prices. For rare items, it's handy to exclude some mods, so we added the ability to enable and disable each mod so you can see what effect each one has on the price.
I'm still using Sidekick. I don't care. Sidekick for life, baby. That motherfucker ain't never steered me wrong. I might use this too to compare and see how accurate the shit is, you know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Next up, we're going to be talking about the new supporter packs for Return of the Ancients.
You knew it was coming.
Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs, the Blood Reaver and Divinity packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions.
Respectfully, very respectfully, because I love the devs of this game and what they do, especially what they just did, I'm not buying this shit.
As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way.
I bought a couple cosmetics.
The Blood Reaver series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. Let blood fuel your bloodshed.
If you want to buy it, I don't judge. I'm not buying that shit. And it's probably going to be like, oh, $30? $30? It's better than fucking some of them that are like 80.
The Exsanguinator weapon effect draws the blood of enemies you've slain and funnels it into your weapons. Turn the appearance of your endurance, frenzy, and power charges into orbiting globules of blood with the Blood Reaver charges. While your charges are active,
pretty cool.
These blood orbs will grow in size when you absorb more blood from nearby enemies. There are options to have pure blood charges, or charges that still display which kind of charge they are at their core.
Now that's badass.
A taste for blood doesn't negate a taste for style.
All at $60.
The Elite Blood Reaver armor features crimson leathers and golden...
Yeah, I mean, I get why they do it, you know, and that's why I said, like, I'm no hate. I don't judge. Like, some people live for cosmetics, you know what I'm saying? It's just not for me. My character's just fine. For $60. 60 fucking, now we're up to 60.
Accents to set yourself apart from uncivilized leeches.
Hey, that armor set is cool as fuck, though. It's cool as fuck.
It also features a back attachment, fashioned out of the wing of a colossal bat.
Motherfucker's wing needs some Viagra.
Alongside every Blood Reaver is their trusted gargoyle pet.
What?
In true gargoyle fashion, they take the form of a stone statue when you are idle, leaping into action
All right, that's cool as fuck, man. That's cool as fuck.
when you're on the move again. What good is immortality if you don't
There we go, the $90 pack. The $90, I knew it was coming.
have a vast mansion to come home to at the end of the day? The Eternal Blood Reaver supporter pack contains the Blood Reaver Manor Hideout. This exquisite 2-story estate features an organ, a grand dining table, and cages for your visitors. You can alter the walls to create as many or few rooms as you like.
All right, I might need to spend $90. I spoke too soon.
Last but not least, the Servant of the Manor, eternally bound to the Order of the Blood Reavers.
Fucking Igor!
This henchman will manage your store, so you can spend more time spilling blood.
Stop that. We won't disappoint you. But if we do, you've our permission to beat us most violently.
Dude, this might be the coolest one they've ever fucking released. Like, for real, for real.
The Divinity Pack series also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. Call on Divinity to aid you in eluding enemy hits with the Divinity Dodge Roll effect. Actual Divine Lightning wings will form out of your back, leaving a trail of radiance as you engage or escape from combat.
That's
For
fucking
situations
cool,
that are
man.
too dicey, call on the gods above to send down the Storm of Divinity portal to create a safe passage for you to retreat through. Adorn yourself with the Knight of Divinity armor set, a highly revered attire only bestowed to those deemed worthy for the divine cause. Equipping the Divine Surge character effect empowers you with a storm of divine energy. Using skills causes the storm to burst from your character, spilling raw divinity into the area around you. The Arbiter of Divinity wings are the final piece remaining to emphasize the force divinity has over this realm. This ancient precursor machine was found locked away in a highly guarded vault. Its original purpose is unclear, but it has been altered to fuel your maps using the pure, everlasting divinity within the statue.
Dude, that is
The
fucking
pillars surrounding
slick. Okay.
represent how many portals you have left for your map. This map device also tracks your progress as you complete the new Origins of Divinity storyline, added this expansion. Additionally, all microtransactions from the supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 1.
Don't spoil it. Don't
On
spoil
release
it.
weekend, we will also be releasing the Return of the Ancients mystery box, which will contain 2 armor sets, a set of map devices for your in-game adventures, a new tracking scroll that records the amount of currency you've gained from the currency exchange or your shop, and much more, like a set of finisher effects and affinity stashes. That's not all, however.
Can't you just buy
The
what you
Fragments
want?
Stash Tab is finally coming to Path of Exile 2,
Thank fucking God. Thank God.
and with it comes some tabception.
I am
Inside
buying
this
that.
one tab, there's a tab for your various boss key fragments.
Okay.
There's also a tab for all your precursor tablets, with each
The precursor tablets. Oh my God, yes.
type of tablet getting 6 tabs of storage. Finally, there's a tab for your Jin barriers and inscribed ultimatums, both of
Oh,
which get their own 6 tabs. That's a lot of
hallelujah.
tabs.
So that's everything in 050.
Bro.
This is by far the biggest
Bro, I had like 2 fucking quad tabs full of Jin Barias. Full of Barias. And the Chaos Trials. Like full.
And inscribed ultimatums,
Yeah,
both
that.
of which get their own 6 tabs. That's a lot of tabs.
So that's everything in 050. This is by far the biggest update we've ever made to POE1 or 2. New in-game storylines, pinnacle bosses,
They made a whole ass another motherfucking game. This is POE3. POE2 1.0 hasn't even dropped yet, and they're already dropping We got Path of Exile 3 before GTA 6.
crafting systems, items, ascendancy classes, and so much more. Now, because this update contains so much in-game content, we're doing significantly more testing than usual. For that to happen, we're taking a little longer than usual between the announcement and the release.
Oh, that's fine.
050 will be released in 3 weeks on May the 29th.
I'll
with
be
the patch
ready.
notes being released on the Friday before that, on May 21st. But there's just one more thing to talk about. Now that the endgame is up to scratch, we have to start talking about our plan for 1.0 release. The feedback we've had during early access has
Is it happening?
been critical for making all the improvements that we'll be making to the game. At the same time, we had to create enough in-game content to make an ARPG that can call itself a successor to Path of Exile 1. Well,
That's-
with 050, we now believe
That's a tough game to live up to. They're doing it, though. It's been a little bit rocky for probably the last 9 months. Not that it's been bad, just the updates have been rocky. Game is top tier, obviously.
we have reached that point. And so this is going to be the last full-size league during early access. That's right, the next big update is going to be 1.0. Now, normally we would do our next big content release in August, but in the run-up to full release, our plans take a little longer on this one. As big as 050 is, 1.0 is even bigger. So we'll be launching 1.0 this year sometime after ExileCon. But that doesn't mean we won't be doing updates in the meantime. In this final phase,
year?
we have a lot of things to polish throughout the game and balance to improve.
This year. So they went just beta, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, fuck 6, 7, 8, and 9. These motherfuckers are ready. I'm ready. Can we get 1.0 right now?
Sure, there'll also be feedback about the new endgame that we need to incorporate too. The difference is that the focus is not going to be on adding more content like the previous updates. It's going to be on improving
Classes.
what we already have.
Classes.
But we still want to encourage people to try out all the balance changes and improvements that we're making. So we're going to be running a few event leagues during this phase alongside each update. Think remixes of existing mechanics or features.
Yeah.
And speaking of ExileCon, don't forget to pencil it in on the weekend of November the 7th in New Zealand. ExileCon is a gathering of our players, and a chance for us to showcase everything we'll be working on for both Path of Exile 1 and 2. And this one will be particularly important for us, since we finally get to unveil some of the coolest content that we've been working on for a while now with Act 5 and 6. Tickets for the in-person event are currently sold out, but don't worry, all the announcements and talks are going to be streamed online for all of you to watch.
Dude. Yeah. Jonathan was not fucking lying. This is, like, by far the biggest update for sure in POE2. I can't speak on 1 because I have minimal experience. I might have like 150 hours, maybe 200. which in POE hours, I have 25 minutes in that game. You know what I mean? Dude, they knew what the fuck they had to do, and they got it done. The fact that they have like a staff of around 200 people. Grinding Gear Games has like roughly 200 employees. And for them to take this game from Fate of the Vol to this, that's, bro, they got some warlocks working in that bitch. They have, dude, that is straight sorcery. They revamped everything. Like every endgame mechanic almost. Just, they fucking redid it. They made it better, harder, faster, stronger. Right. Like, the problem with endgame before was that it was just so fucking monotonous. And everything was kind of just clusterfucked next to one another, not really incorporated with anything else. And there was kind of no rhyme or reason to it. Like, endgame was basically just like, run maps, get currency. Not saying there was no objectives at all, but there was very few objectives. And the objectives that were in the game, coming from like a layman such as myself, they were kind of convoluted at times. You know, this is fucking huge. Now they have a separate quest for Ritual. They have a separate quest for Delhi. They have a separate quest for the Arbiter. Like everything, Breach. Like you can choose your own adventure. You can focus on one thing and just do that one thing and get that one thing done and get what you want out of that one thing. With Breach, I think that's going to be kind of like you're going to be juggling back and forth between everything else. But dude, no, seriously, this shit is huge. And just like even the new league mechanic in and of itself, the one thing that they're actually introducing for the first time, like the extra crafting and everything, just the fact that you can like now have more than one companion, like, or companions of every type, or curses of every type, and they exponentially increase your damage. Like, this is massive. Yeah, I'm impressed. If this league is 50% as amazing as I think it's going to be, which I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be exactly as amazing as I think it's going to be. But if it's 50% as amazing as I think it's going to be, this is still by far going to be the most amazing Path of Exile 2 league that I think I've ever played. And the fact that they were ready for 1.0 with a game this huge in about 2 years after initial release, that's, dude, they're working fucking overtime. I think they used AI to remove the bags from underneath Jonathan and Mark's eyes with all the overtime they've been working, dude. Like, I don't think this man has slept in 6 weeks. 6 months, maybe. But yeah, dude, I'm beyond fucking overjoyed. Like, I'm super excited. The fact that they're going to be just about a month and a half, 2 months late from their promise date of 4 months, like every 4 months, I ain't even tripping on that, dude. Like, that extra 2 months was time well spent to give us a game, to give us a patch, an update that wasn't, like, half-baked. Like, this is how you do this shit. First Crimson Desert, coming in with 8 patches in 1 month, and then GGG just like, you know, we made a really amazing game, and we're just going to make it 5 times more amazing. Just everything that you loved, we're going to make it better. Everything that you hated, we're going to completely fucking redo it so you love it. And then you're going to love it more. I'm at a loss for words, man. Seriously, I fucking top tier work from Jonathan and Mark. Like, honestly, I'm going to go mark my calendar, and just every day that goes by, I'm putting a check mark. I'm like counting the days until this shit drops. That's really all there is to say. Like, I'm blown away, dude. Blown away. I don't know what I want to do first. And with 2 new Ascendancy classes too, like, I'm going to be sitting here for probably like 20 minutes just trying to figure out what character I want to play as. This is the replay value that they needed. Because, like, the last league, honestly, I burnt the fuck out in like a day or two. It's just the end game was so monotonous. It's just like, all right, Here's a map. Here's some precursor tablets. Do this. Kill this thing. Like, after a while, dude, it was the exact same thing. And the fact that there really was no direction with the Atlas. Like, you just go in infinite directions, hoping that eventually you find a crisis fragment, and then eventually you find the other two that you need. And then when you find them, you better fucking hope you don't die. Because it's going to take you another 2.5 weeks to find a fucking other one. Like, this is good. This is real good. You want to go do abysses? There's a whole section of the map for that shit now. You want to do some rituals? Oh, we got a section for that. You want to do Delhi? There's a section for that. You want to do breaches? We got a section for that shit too, fam. Like, this is good. And the Atlas Ascendancies, like, just literally fucking everything, dude. Even the uniques they dropped look like bangers. Those gloves? Those fucking one-hit wonder gloves? Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked. Like, I'm gonna obviously, yeah. Oh, yeah. We just took our last league. We took the main mechanic from our last league. That's a part of the main game now, forever, because it was so awesome. And we didn't want to let it go. We took POE1's last league, and we're going to make this a core mechanic as well now. Because Breach sucked, and Breach needed to do better. So we made it better. Like, just seriously, man. Mwah, chef's kiss. I don't know what else to say. I got 1,200 hours in this bitch. Let's see if I can put in another 1,200 before 1.0. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah, that's it. That's the new league. It's fucking incredible. Anybody who hasn't played this shit, play it. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Once again, the video is, the link is in the description, the fucking stream, whatever. If you haven't done so yet, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that shit. Until the next time, just remember that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Peace!